the ancient Greek manuscripts held by NASA. You may have heard that all of those we know that in the ancient Greek wrote what they wrote, only 2.8% is available in the world. What is the balance up to 100%? Obviously, these are works whose titles we know through other ancient authors who refer to them, but are no longer available to us, either because they were lost, or because they were burned, or because they disappeared, or because they are in various private collections per the world, or for other reasons. It's said, in fact, that thousands of ancient Greek writings in the Vatican were found hidden by Emperor Napoleon of France. And one of the Greek writers recently said, therefore, that according to information he has from a man of his trust in NASA, a Greek scientist, whom, for obvious reason, he cannot name, he wants to remain anonymous, the Aeronautics and Space Agency has some books in its possession, ancient Greek writings. So let's see then what these unknown ancient Greek manuscripts and their contents will give us, what information will give us concerning etheric energy of vast space and the 7 universes that surround it, the invisible subtle flow of energy within our body to and the interior of the hollow earth. About the ether, the Greeks always knew that space is not empty, it's filled with ether. It's not a vacuum. It's electromagnetic, and it's also filled with something called ether. And the essence of the universe, as written by Aristotle, he claims that it contains the modern theory of superfibers or string theory, which many scientists call the theory of everything. According to this theory, if you could see very deep inside an electron or inside a quark, you would find a small loop of dancing energy filament. We call this little loop a string, and it looks like a sac that encloses with a drawstring. So in simple words, Aristotle in his book is supposed to help especially scientists to understand the structure of the universe and how much energy flows near the environment in the surrounding space. Through these fibers, threads, or strings flows energy. These are energy rivers, a grid of energy rivers. You could perhaps imagine a string like a rosary thread carrying its beads. If we put stars, planets, and galaxies in the place of beads, then we have reached another level of intellect. Billions upon billions of fibers form the etheric lattice. On the other hand, according to the work by Democritus of ancient Greece, which refers to the theory of opposites, nature, the universe, are structured in such a way that it does not consist of something super complex, but of a simple binary particle which is repeated continuously. To understand it is a concept we could see as the symbol of yin and yang, and I've recently uploaded a video concerning the Chinese ancient binary system that they had over 5,000 years ago. So they were the first to use it, and that was taken by an American scientist used to create the binary system. So that was that's the yin and yang. I'm trying to find the title of it. You'll find it in yesterday's. Okay, it's the I Ching. I Ching, the secret computer of ancient gods of China. So they had that 5,000 years ago. Obviously, we know from the recent, the former video of ancient Greek theaters in China, the Chinese did have contact and were influenced by their contact and communications with ancient Greeks. So, Democritus referred to the theory of opposites, and to understand the concept, we could see it as the symbol of yin and yang, where the two opposites are contained within each other, so they form a single whole. About the 7+ universes contained concerning what Pythagoras wrote, the easiest way to describe the Pythagorean theorem So the way that we can describe the Pythagorean theme of the 7 plus contained universes would be the leaves of an onion, where the leaf in the center of the onion is contained in an outer leaf, and this is another outer leaf, and so on. It's important to know that the number 7 is considered sacred, while in the 7 heavens or 7 universes, other later ones of Pythagoras have been mentioned, giving their own interpretations of what may exist on each of them. On Flowing Veins by Aristotle, the book refers to the microcosm in contrast to superfibers and string theory, which deals with the capillary invisible energies of the body. Apart from formal medicine, there is another kind of medicine that listens to Aristotle, recognizes that inside the human body there is energy flow that unites all the energy centers of man with each other. We could also assume that these in turn are connected to the etheric lattice, so that in this way everything becomes one. Now, about skulls of the sea of Pythias. Pythias Massoliotis, a few centuries before Christ, left Marseille of France, traveled and reached the Arctic Circle, and from there to the ends of the earth. As he saw that the sea was becoming something like a waterfall, but it was clear that it was entering somewhere inland. That is, he was supposed to have found the entrance and finally entered the hollow earth. And there he describes glittering buildings, and as he progresses, he mentions that although the light was dimming, never becoming dark, he also gives us descriptions of creatures that might perhaps correspond to NEPHILIM, or beings of extraterrestrial races. NASA has, as is natural and self-evident, does not confirm the possession of such books. Any skeptic will easily dismiss the above as they told me, I heard, anonymous informants, etc., do not count as evidence. Open-minded people might perhaps regard them as a possible reality. Could it be true that all that is said here is talking about information learned from Greek scientists whose name he cannot mention, from the anonymous NASA scientists? Are these books somewhere? And if so, do they describe everything that's mentioned here? Where else can there be unknown ancient Greek manuscripts? It's also said that there is an inconceivable number of ancient manuscripts found on the monastic community of Mount Athos in northern Greece. I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.